So, good morning, students. Today we are going to start a story that teaches us joy of sharing, and that is lesson 12, A Gift for Grandfather. And it is written by Jasran Safano. And this story is taken from this is an Indonesian story, okay, and written by Jasran Safano. So, let's start the chapter. Once a boy named Bakru lived in a peaceful village in the mountains. So, what's the name of a boy? Bakru. He lived in a peaceful village. Means the village was very calm and quiet. बहुत ही शांत. Okay, in that was in the mountains. A river ran through the village, and the villagers heard its crystal clear waters rushing past every night. So you can see the river that is flowing through the village, and the villagers heard this water, voice of water, crystal clear. What do you mean by crystal clear? Means absolutely clean, clean water that rushes means flowing past every night when they lay on the bed. They heard the sound of that water, crystal clear water that flow every night. The water was flowing, but they heard the voice when there is silence. Okay, now see, each morning at dawn, they also heard the echoing voice of Bakru's grandfather from the mosque tower. So each morning at dawn, dawn means when the sun rises in the morning, that period is called as dawn. Each morning at dawn, they also heard the echoing voice of Bakru's grandfather from the mosque tower. Echoing means the repetition of sound. Okay, when the sound waves reflect back, so that is the repetition of sound. That is the voice of Bakru's grandfather from the mosque tower, where he was calling all the villagers for the morning prayer. See, this is a mosque, and what he was doing, Bakru's grandfather calling the villagers for the morning prayers. So villagers are coming to the mosque for prayers. Today, however, there was no sound of his call from the mosque. But today, Bakru has not heard any sound of his call from the mosque. Now he was worried. What could have happened? Wondered Bakru. Now he's worried that what happened today? Is there no sound of my grandfather from the mosque for calling villagers? Now he is just thinking, is grandfather sick? Now he's just thinking that the voice is not coming. Grandfather is maybe sick. At first, Bakru wanted to go directly to grandfather's house. Now he want to go to grandfather's house to see why his voice is not here. So before that, however, he didn't like missing the morning prayers, but he don't want to miss the morning prayers also. So first of all, he just go to the mosque for the morning prayer. Now he's just going, and after prayers at the mosque, he searched for grandfather, and there he is searching grandfather also. Maybe he will meet here, and he's asking other person also that have you seen my grandfather, but nobody knew where he was. But there was no trace of him. Means he don't found him anywhere, and nobody knew where he was. Okay. Then he decided to go to grandfather's house, but suddenly he stopped. Then he decided to go to grandfather's house as he has not found him in the mosque also. Now he decided to go to grandfather's house, but suddenly he stopped and thinking. Just see, he stopped and think, shouldn't I take a gift for grandfather? Now he wanted to take a gift for grandfather. So see this. This was the time of year for gathering for gathering monkey nuts. This is a type of dry nuts, okay, dry fruits that is having a hard shell, okay, and grandfather loved this nut so much, and a nut that his grandfather loved. So he want to take these nuts to grandfather as a gift to give him surprise. Yes, I will first gather nuts for grandfather, thought Bakru. Now he's just moving and thinking also that I will take the monkang nuts for my grandfather because he loved that nuts. Okay, now he's going to collect the nuts and thinking also. Bakru hurriedly walked towards Nut Hill, where he was going to collect the nuts. He was going towards the Nut Hill, where the finest monkang nuts grew, where there are many trees of monkang nuts. Now, what a pleasant surprise it would be for grandfather to get the gift of these nuts. As he knew that grandfather loved these nuts so much, so he's thinking that it was a good surprise. It will be a good surprise for grandfather when he will get these nuts. He's just thinking, and the shells were very hard, and he is thinking that what grandfather will make from these hard shell of these nuts. Their shells were very hard and grandfather could use them, and grandfather used this hard shell for carving his famous ring, for making famous rings, okay, by making designs on it, and these could be sold for 50 rupees each. And then he sold that each ring for 50 rupees. Okay, this is an Indonesian story, so rupees is the currency of Indonesia. So for 50 rupees each ring will be sold 50 rupees. And if he gathered enough nuts for 100 rings, and if we get many nuts so that grandfather will design 100 rings, then grandfather would be so happy if we collect many rings. So now he's just going. But Bakru thought, suppose other boys from the village have already gathered all the nuts. He's just moving and thinking that I have to run fast so that other boys will not come there and take all gathered all the nuts. Now he just run fast. Just see to gather the nuts. Now he just began to walk faster. He ran up to the nut hill to gather the nuts. When he reached the grove of monkang tree, see the grove means the trees of monkang nut. He was delighted to see the ground covered with nuts. And when he went there, then what happened? He saw that the ground was covered with nuts. Okay, now he is very happy when he saw the ground covered with nuts. He sang merrily. Bakru gathered the nuts in his sarong. Sarong means a dress, okay, that is worn by men and women, okay, that is the dress of Indonesian people, okay. He is singing merrily and gathered nuts in his sarong. Suddenly he heard voices. Now, when he was collecting the nuts in his sarong, okay, I have told you, type of dress worn by Indonesian men and women. And suddenly he heard some voice of village boys. Then he feels scared. He must be the boys from the village, he thought. Now he's a very thoughtful boy. He always think when doing some work that what will happen then as he is collecting. He's just thinking that if they find that I have gathered all the nuts, that I have collected all the nuts from here, then they will be angry and they will take all away the nuts from me as I have gathered all the nuts. So Bakru crawled inside a clump of bushes. Crawled means moved slowly As he was scared now that boys will come and take all the nuts from me, so he crawled inside a clump of bushes. Crawled means moved slowly on the hands or knees and inside a clump of bushes. Clump of bushes means thick grouping of bushes, जैसे झाड़ियाँ होती है ना, in the clump of bushes, and hid himself as best as he could. And he just hid himself. Okay, देखो पीछे छिप जाता है झाड़ियों के पीछे. Okay, in a clump of bushes, so that the boys will not able to see him behind the bushes. Soon he saw five boys older and stronger than what he saw, that five boys are coming that are older than him and stronger than him and walk towards the tree, and they're also coming to collect the nuts. You see, five boys are coming and he is just behind the bushes, and they looked at the ground puzzled. And when they looked at the ground, they they are very puzzled, very sad that where are the nuts? Who has taken the nuts? Then cried one disappointed boy. Disappointed means they are very sad that no nuts are there. Then one is saying that we have come too late. I think we are very late that someone has taken the nuts. Now there is not a single nut left, another said. And one boy is saying there is not a single nut left. All the nuts anyone has taken. So someone been here earlier. Okay, now one someone is saying that someone been here earlier, maybe someone has taken the nuts. Almost in unison the boys cried out, Bakru, he must have been here. So almost in unison means the boys, all the boys cried together and said together that he must have been here. Maybe Bakru has taken all the nuts. And one boy added, he always up before dawn for prayers. And one boy also said that he is always up before dawn for prayers. That maybe Bakru, he always come for the prayers. So maybe he has taken. And in the bushes, Bakru felt more scared. And as he is behind the bushes, then Bakru is feeling more scared and afraid that now the boys will take all the nuts from me. Then what I will do? Okay, and student, we will continue this chapter